Hello everybody, this is a kind of a little bit of a downer vlog. Even though I have some beautiful scenery rolling behind me. The reason why I'm here with this beautiful scenery is, well, let's just put it this way, I'm not really on vacation. I've come up here because unfortunately the lovely lady who you've heard on some of my vlogs in the past, walking beside me, my dear Libby Jaggers, has passed away. And I am here in the Litchfield, Kentucky area to remember her and be a part of her funeral. As you can see, like I said, I'm in the Litchfield, Kentucky area, and like I said, it is a very beautiful area, but really haven't gotten to enjoy it that much because I mean, this is really the only day I'm going to get to explore the area because of all the activity that will be going on. As of the time of this recording, probably tomorrow, because apparently death is a very bureaucratic process, and you have to sign a lot of paperwork to extradite someone's body to their home state if they've lived out of state. So there's been some difficulties there. But her family's been very, very nice. They've even allowed me to stay with them. So that's been very wonderful to not have to worry about lodging while I'm here. Because this trip was already going to end up being a budget trip, and that really helps out. You'll have to excuse me, I've gotten accustomed to having people line up behind me wondering, what the heck is this boy doing? Because I'm just driving along and I'm looking at the scenery, and I'm not even paying attention to silly things like speed limits. So I'm pretty sure I'm going slower than the speed limit, actually. You're not catching me on camera speeding, unfortunately. Kentucky State Police, because I'm more than likely going less than the speed limit. And even though I am shooting my vlog, I have a camera person.
Hello.
This camera person is not shy about being on camera because he is my brother, and he is probably the most sociable person that I know. So you'll probably be hearing just as much from him on this trip as you had heard from Libby during previous vlogs. So we'll meet you up when we get to a local area lake. So see you then. Look at how clear this water is. You can actually see fish swimming. Okay, so they're little itty bitty tiny fish, but you can actually see them. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look at this. Nolin River Lake. By the way, you can probably tell that it's me on camera now instead of my brother, because, well, the camera works probably a little bit shakier. I admit I don't have the steadiest of hands. Shooting out off over the fishing pier. Looking out over the lake. Wow. And you can see little mountains on the other side, all covered in trees. It's amazing. Well, here we are at Moutardier Recreation Area, Nolin River Lake. As you can see, it's a very beautiful lake. It was a big lake, if I remember correctly. It's 35 miles long. Is that correct, bros?
I think so.
Yeah. And like I said, unfortunately, I'm not here on vacation as much as I'd like to be, because it's a beautiful area. But unfortunately, I'm having to take this day to really kind of get in a frame of mind, I guess you could say, for what's to come. Because, you know, I've got a lot of tough decisions to make. And some of them I have an idea where I'm going to go with them. Others I have no idea whatsoever. Suffice it to say, I mean, for those of you who didn't see the tribute videos to Libby that I posted up on YouTube, this is a huge loss for me in many, many ways, not the least of which spiritually and emotionally. And, you know, she supported me in so many things. She supported me in doing this. She was emotional support during times of transition for me. When I lost my laptop last December, I don't know what I would have done without her. Because, you know, she kept me going. She kept me focused on keeping thinking about things I wanted to do when I finally got into a place where I could start doing videos again. So, you know, so here I am, taking time to reflect, and not just in the literal sense, although this water is beautiful enough that I probably could literally reflect, but reflect on everything. You know, in many ways, the last year of my life has been the best year of my life, and it's like the good times are over now. I mean, having her with me was the best thing that's ever happened to me. And having her suddenly pass away like that is by far the worst. If anything, though, there is something that gives me hope. And I don't want y'all to think that I'm uber superstitious guy. I mean, I do have my beliefs, however far-fetched some of them may be and how heretical others might be, but the other day, I was having dinner at my parents' house, and we had Chinese food. I was one of the first ones to grab the fortune cookie, and I cracked it open, and I pulled out the fortune, and it said, "You will soon make a change for the better." Now, you know, I'm not going to be like Candace on Phineas and Ferb and presume I know what it's referring to. I'm not going to try and read too much into this, but when I went for a walk earlier that week, I asked in Libby's sake, if the universe could send me some kind of sign of what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to go. And however non-specific it may be, I believe that fortune cookie was my sign. I am going to make a change for the better. I don't know what that change is going to be. I can only guess based on the things that I've been having to mull over. But I will make a change for the better. And it will be soon. And whatever that change ends up being, I really have to thank God and thank Libby for that last insight. So, as someone who is having to deal with such a great loss, I guess to conclude this vlog, I can really only say this. Whenever you're faced with something like this, a situation like this, I want you to take care of things in the way that you feel best for you. You know, some people grieve in different ways. Some people cry for weeks on end. Some people, you know, just fall into a silent depression. Others, like me, tend to progress through it pretty quickly and then are like, okay, now what? For me, I think the hardest part is going to be moving forward from here, but, you know, that's the way I'm built. And that's the way Livy loved me to be, because that's who I was. So, or who I am, rather. So, I guess for my final thoughts on this vlog, while I was out at the Elizabethtown Peddlers Mall, which was a place that Libby liked to go when she was living here, I saw a sign that someone had made up, a wooden sign. And it said, "Life is not always about waiting out the storms. Sometimes you must learn to dance in the rain." I think for all of us who have ever gone through such times of loss or gone through any kind of difficult times, I think we need to remember that. You know, life isn't a piece of cake. You know? And if it was, sometimes that piece of cake is dry and disgusting, but, you know, life isn't easy, folks. It never was. It never will be. Don't ever let anyone tell you that it was easier, or think that it was easier in the old days, because it wasn't. I mean, you can talk to your parents and your grandparents, and they will tell you it wasn't easy, but they made it through it because they knew that you can't just always wait for the storms to end. Sometimes you have to do something with those storms. Sometimes you have to do things that you wouldn't normally consider doing. Sometimes you have to dance in the rain. So, dance on, my friends. Kanpai.